Hey there, welcome to Life Noggin. It's called high fashion. Look it up. I think. I don't know if this is high fashion. Do you like shopping? I'm not a huge fan, but Rhombus here sure is. And it's no wonder why, he looks great in everything. Globally, an estimated 30 million tons of textiles and clothing are purchased each year. And along their life cycle, from material production to manufacturing to disposal, they generate a lot of pollution. The most commonly used fabric for clothing is polyester, which is a synthetic material made from coal and petroleum and is essentially non-biodegradable. Annual production of polyester produces around 680 million metric tons of greenhouse gases, which is the equivalent of 185 coal-fired power plants. Overall, the apparel industry represents 6.7% of the world's total greenhouse gas emissions, which is about 3.3 billion metric tons, the majority coming from dyeing fabrics, spinning yarn, and producing fibers. For comparison, the transportation industry accounts for about 15% of the world's emissions, producing around 4.5 billion metric tons of greenhouse gases. But emissions is only one part of the apparel industry's effect on the environment. Natural fiber crops like cotton, which is used in about 1/3 of all textiles, requires a lot of water. For instance, one shirt requires 2,700 liters of water. That's enough for one person to live off of for more than 2 years. These thirsty crops have a big impact on surrounding areas, and in Central Asia, they almost drained the Aral Sea. These crops also account for 8 to 10% of global pesticide use, despite using just 3% of the world's growable land. These chemicals contaminate groundwater, a common drinking water source in these communities. Hazardous chemicals from dyes used to color materials can also leach out into groundwater sources. In fact, these textile mills create around 20% of the world's industrial water pollution, and more pollution accumulates at the very end of your clothes' life cycle. According to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, Americans throw away 16 million tons of clothing and textiles each year, the majority of which, 10.5 million tons, ends up in landfills, while only 2.5 million tons are removed and recycled by the Center for Textile Recycling. Fast fashion retailers are making this problem even worse. To increase sales, they sell clothes that are meant to be worn less than 10 times before being discarded. These items are often low quality and cheap, but allow consumers to keep up with the constantly changing fashion trends. But there are organizations and retailers that are trying to combat the waste and pollution created by the clothing industry. Some retailers are implementing a sustainable supply chain, swapping traditional materials for ones made of recycled products or eco-friendly ones like organic cotton. They're also introducing green practices in manufacturing and distribution, and making an effort to educate their consumers to shop ethically. And as consumers, there are ways we can help too. We can shop at stores following sustainable practices, buy less clothes or more durable items, and of course, recycle. So what stores do you shop at? And how often do you think you buy clothes? Let me know in the comment section below, or tell me, what should I talk about next? Curious to know the benefits of staying in a long-term relationship? Check out this video. Researchers found that coupled-up people had relatively fewer symptoms of depression, but only in some economic scenarios. As always, my name is Blocko. This has been Life Noggin. Don't forget to keep on thinking.